Okay, so we're just going to continue on in our series of Moses, the children of Israel, God, and how this all applies to me and you. We want to remember where we've been and what's going on as God has sent Moses, Aaron, and the leaders of Israel to go to Pharaoh and say, "Let my people go." Pharaoh says, "I don't know who God is, don't care who he is. I'm the one that's in charge. You're not going nowhere." So what he does is he says the people are lazy, he's going to make things difficult for them, and he does. He tells them they have to have the same quota of bricks, but they're not supplying the straw anymore, so they can't do this. It's impossible for that to happen. And so then what happens is the slave drivers begin to beat the foremen and physically beat them because they're not producing. So listen to what's going on here in the scriptures, and let's remember where we are in our walk with God and what God is saying. So listen to this. The foreman said to them, and he's speaking to Moses and Aaron, by the way, "The Lord judge you and punish you for making us stink before Pharaoh and his officials. You have put a sword into their hands, an excuse to kill us." Then Moses went back to the Lord and protested. "Why have you brought all this trouble on your own people, Lord? Why did you send me? Ever since I came to Pharaoh as your spokesman, he has been even more brutal to your people, and you have done nothing to rescue them." All right, have you ever had these moments in your life where you are confident God has said something to you, believing this is what you're supposed to do, and everything goes completely wrong? It appears in this moment, for sure, not only for the foremen, for the leaders, but as we look at these spokespersons, Moses and Aaron, everything seems to be going the very opposite direction of what God said. Things are more difficult. Things are difficult to the point of more physical abuse than ever. They are not leaving. They're not going anywhere. And it just seems like what they've heard and what they believed is nothing but a mirage. Now, you and I have the advantage looking back on this account to know that God was up to something. God was doing exactly what he said he would do. But things don't always go smoothly as we follow what God says because there's opposition in this world. As believers, we need to understand that. And when we know what God has said to us and we own what God has said to us, we cannot let go of that faith and that trust. Just because the heat gets turned up, things get more difficult, and nothing seems to be moving in the direction that we think it should. God has us. God's called us. God's going to perform what he says he will do. He is faithful to his word. And we have this incredible advantage of looking back on that situation and applying that to our current moment. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, hold fast to what God has promised. He will deliver in his time. God bless you, church.